10 years ago, I had an idea to set up Law Legal Action Worldwide. We have been assisting tens of thousands of victims and survivors of human rights violations and abuses, helping them to regain their dignity, to find some hope, and starting with asking them what kind of justice do they want and how can we help them to achieve it.
The Rohingya have repeatedly shared their stories with the world. The mass killings, the torture and the severe sexual violence committed against them and their family members by the Myanmar military. Since 2018, at Legal Action Worldwide, we have been working on legal processes to ensure that the perpetrators of these mass atrocities endured by the Rohingya are held to account.
In 2019, 3 Rohingya survivors travelled all the way from the camps in Cox's Bazar to The Hague for hearings on provisional measures in the genocide case between Myanmar and the Gambia.
The Shanti Mohila and our wider network of survivor advocates are most definitely on the front lines for the fight for justice for the Rohingya community.
Law also works directly with survivors. Operating in 6 IDP camps in Mogadishu, Law has collected more than 1,600 complaints, supported victims to report more than 400 complaints to police, and secured more than 200 convictions for gender-based violence, including instances of rape and gang rape of children.
One NGO is taking legal action against the government.
Legal Action Worldwide filed a complaint against the government of South Sudan on behalf of 30 women who say they were raped by members of the military.
In 2023, nearly 500 aid workers were injured, kidnapped, or killed worldwide. National staff are overwhelmingly the victims of attacks.
There seems to be an exponential increase in the killings of humanitarian aid workers, as well as the kidnapping. The problem is that the world has become a much, much more violent place. This is why working with law is so important. You build not only rights of those who are entitled to them, but you build a foundation for a campaign.
We have documented mass killings, rape, starvation, destruction of schools and medical facilities, forced displacement, and mass arbitrary detention amounting to both war crimes and crimes against humanity.
In 2021, Tigrayan communities approached Law for help to hold Ethiopia accountable. In 2022, Law and its partners filed the first cases on their behalf against Ethiopia at the African Commission on Human and People's Rights. For the first time in 10 years, the African Commission issued provisional measures against Ethiopia, calling for an end to extrajudicial killings, sexual violence, and torture, and to allow humanitarian aid into Tigray. In 2020, Law filed the criminal case in Lebanon arguing slavery, slave trading, torture, racial and gender discrimination against the former employer and recruiter of MH, an Ethiopian migrant domestic worker who was enslaved for more than 7 years in Beirut. The case is ongoing and inspiring a movement across Lebanon and the Middle East to end the oppressive kafala system. Victims and survivors of gendered crimes during the Lebanese civil war have rarely spoken about their experiences. UN Women and Law set about giving them a voice. Law submitted 477 pages of testimonial evidence to the United Nations Working Group on Enforced and Involuntary Disappearances, seeking information on the truth and whereabouts of people who disappeared during the conflict.
طبعاً مثل حكايتي مرة أنها تروح على الدوائر الحكومية أو تبحث عنه كان كتير صعب بالنسبة إلي، والحمد لله رب العالمين. يعني إيش بدي أسوي؟ بتمنى هيك، بس بتمنى يعني هيك أعرف مصيره وأعرف يعني أي شيء عنه.